It's a great day. My name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur, and welcome to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, the #1 business development and revenue focused late night show in the country where we're on a mission. And our mission is to empower, our mission is to inspire, and our mission is really to give you, the entrepreneur, you the mom, or you the dad, or you the dualpreneur, give you all of the resources that are really necessary to execute that big vision you have for the people you were called to serve. And today or this morning, this afternoon, whatever time you're watching, we have the one and only Nicole Sheppard in the building. By the way, and she's someone I had an opportunity to meet back in Dallas, Texas. By the way, we had eye-to-eye contact at an event by Derek Butts. And since then, we've been able to be connected and find out she's done a number of amazing things. I mean, I could tell you how she's been trained to use the power of her voice by Lisa Nichols, but that's probably not important. I can tell you about all the wonderful stuff that she's doing, helping conferences, have big conferences, have interactions, have experiences, but that's not what's important. I could say about all the women that she works with to help uplift them and empower them, but that's not important. What I want to tell you about Nicole Sheppard before we get started is that she's someone that has a heart to make sure that mental wellness, mental health is at the top of all of our radar screens so that we all can take care of ourselves, thus take care of our families and our community. So with that being said, let me welcome the one and only to the Happy Entrepreneur Show, Nikki. What's up, Nikki? How are you?
Hey, how you doing? I'm doing great. I'm so honored to be here. Thank you for the invite. I'm just excited.
Honor and a privilege, a treat and a treasure to have you here. Let me just jump right into it, okay? And I don't want to
Okay.
sound, well, I'll just say it like this. Mental wellness means different things to different people. So can you take a moment for folks that are listening? Some of these folks work all day long. They take care of their family. They get the kids ready. Others have other responsibilities. What does mental health mean to you? And what is it? What is the definition that you would share with someone that's listening right now?
Well, I'm a psychotherapist by trade and a global life coach. And so I work with clients all over the world and share with them different tips and tools to help manage their mental health. And so we all have mental health, dynamics and challenges that we face. And so mental health could be anything as simple as stress, anxiety, PTSD, depression, grief, any type of loss that you've experienced. I mean, we're constantly in a state of management. And so I work with people and really help them unpack those scenarios, those situations, those issues that they may be facing in life, and help them have different tools and mindsets so that they can move through those things and those experiences as quickly as they can, and then also remain healthy and happy in the process. And so mental health, like I said, is it's just something that we all have to manage, and it's how our mind and our body and our spirit all function and flow together simultaneously. That state of homeostasis, which is when the central nervous system is completely balanced and you feel a state of peace, kind of like when you go to the spa, or to a serene place by a body of water, is how I explain it to people that I work with.
You know, as you're talking, and it's so important. Thanks for sharing your definition there. What do you say to the person that says, "Okay, I believe I'm stressed for whatever the reason is," or I frame the question this way: I've always had to deal with this my whole life, Nikki, and I
Mhm.
don't know. This stress is just a part of who I am. What is maybe one or two or three ideas you, the expert, you, the person that deal with this every single day, would share with someone that's listening, that's watching, and saying, here are three things that you can do to help, I'll say, slow down, maybe, is that the right word, or reduce
Mhm.
the stress and mental part so that it doesn't overwhelm you. So that person might be thinking, oh, it's been like this my whole life. This is just
It's
how
who
life
I am.
is. No, you can change, and Nikki's the person to help you.
Oh, yeah, 'cause people say that all the time, right? We just become conditioned according to how we've always been. And so I share with people that they can change. And when they're ready to change, they can, implement some of these things that I'll share with you. So the first one is thought management. I'm real huge on that. Like during the pandemic, I was seeing so many clients and helping them, helping my family, helping myself navigate this.
Okay, you're back.
Yay! Yay. So just
Now,
start
I'm
where
not stressed, by the way, ladies and gentlemen. I want you to know I'm not stressed. I didn't hit the panic button to tell folks in case of emergency, break the glass and shade pops out. No, no, no. chilled. And so where we were in the conversation, Nikki, when you was just talking a minute ago, and this is
Yes.
life, ladies and gentlemen, life happens, and we'll take care of it. Obviously, you were just starting to frame the conversation around what can someone do that has always had their thought process is I've always had to deal with mental health, mental wellness problems. Being stressed was a part of my life. It's just who I am. And you were going to
Right.
share 3 ideas that they can use immediately that can help them reduce their stress.
Yes. So thought management is one that I always recommend. During the pandemic, there were so many clients I was seeing, and I was helping them manage their life, helping myself, helping my family members. And so I love doing research. And one thing that I found is that there was a study in Canada back in 2019, and that study studied the human brain and how many thoughts we get per day. And what that study indicated is that we get over 6,000 thoughts per day, and 85 to 95% of those thoughts are negative and repetitive. So we're constantly in a cycle of a feedback loop. And so I would say one of the first things that I work with clients on and people that I love and care about is I want them to kind of slow down and see what their thoughts are. If you're constantly repeating those same negative thoughts, those stressful thoughts, those grief stricken thoughts, then you want to slow those down and change the way that you're thinking by reprogramming your mind and thinking of it differently. So, if you're going through a tough season with grief, let's say, it's how can I cope with this situation the best? And how can I accept it? Radically acceptance, which means accepting things as they are without judgment. It is what it is. This is what I'm going through, and I'm going to get through. So that would lead me to the second tip that I would share, and that's just, positive talk, self talk in particular. So making sure that you are talking to yourself in a way, in a manner that is edifying. I like to say this, think of it in terms of if you were a coach and you were trying to motivate somebody that was in your exact situation, going through what you're going through, what would you say to them? How would you empower them to let them know that they can move through this? Maybe not as quickly as they would like to, but they can get through it. And so I would say just watching what you say about your situation. If it is stress induced, then maybe slowing down and coming up with some planning. What can I do to strategize? Which leads me to my third tip that I would share, and that's just having a strategy and realizing that there's things that you've been through. We've all been through things in our past that are pivotal events that we have gotten through. We've overcome them in some way. And so, in those situations, we can pull on those same memories, those same experiences, and realize that we too can move through these stressful situations, these sad situations. These, divorce, anger, any of those things, emotions and experiences that are coming up and presenting themselves to you, knowing that you can do it and talking yourself through it, I think are essential.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but we do want to put you on the spot. So I'm curious on what you would say. Someone like myself, I'm a caregiver. I'm able to take care of Mother Dear. She's 75 years old now and has
Well, bless.
Parkinson's. Just she's still functional and everything, but a lot going on. And so the reason I bring that up and the point to you and the question to you is, what do you say to the person like myself or someone else? What are some signs that we can look for in a family member, a friend that maybe helps us understand that they're reached that tolerance level, where they're a little
Yeah.
bit out of whack. And I don't know if these are impossible. So you might say, "Shit, I can't even answer that question." But the question is, hey, I want to make sure I'm aware of people that are around me that may be
Mhm.
experiencing something and I have no clue what to look for. And I want to help
Right.
them or at least be alert to it. So what do you say to me, by the way, that type of person?
Well, I would say that, number one is just, how people operate, especially if it's somebody that you love and care about and they're in your circle. So you kind of know their behavior patterns. And if they're not acting like themselves, then you obviously know that that is a sign that something is going on. So they can tell you, you can ask them, are you okay? And they say, oh, yeah, I'm great. I'm fine. But we all know that just by you watching their behavior and how they're acting, interacting with you or other people, if they're not being themselves, then you know that there may be something going on that you need to, talk to them about and help them work through. And another thing is if they're sleeping a lot, or eating a lot, or they're not coming home, or not, being as engaging as they once were, then these are all signs. And sometimes people are not open to sharing immediately how they feel and what they're experiencing and going through. So you want to make sure that you give them those boundaries and adhere to their boundaries, I'll say, and just check in with them. That communication is so key when we talk about relationships, period. I don't care what kind of relationship it is, it's constant communication. So sometimes it's just like, hey, I noticed that, I'm seeing some things, and I'm feeling some things. I could be wrong. And I always share that piece because it gives them an out. If they're not ready to share with you whatever they're experiencing, then they know, you know what? They know and realize that I'm acting differently. They know and realize that I'm going through something. I'm not ready today, but eventually, you never know, they may come around and tell you exactly whatever it is that they're dealing with and what they need from you and how you can assist them. So it's just that communication. Hey, I'm noticing some things. Are you okay? I could be wrong. And I just want you to know that if you do need anything, I'm here. I can just listen, or I can, give my opinion and advice if you'd like me to, but it's totally up to you. And more than anything, Shay, I would say you're saying to that person is, I see you. I think that's so important, that sometimes people just want to be seen. Do you see me, what I'm going through, and can you help me as I go through it?
Wow, I like that. I'm here. If you want my opinion, great. If not, I'm here and I do see you. Said so well.
Thank you.
Question might be, Shay, you gave us a little bit about who Nikki is, but why is this a passion for her, Shay? I mean, why is she so into this saving the world and making sure that the mental health and mental wellness is the top of the game for everyone? What drives Nikki? And here's the question. Where's this fire and passion that you have deep inside your belly? And it's coming through loud and clear right now through the power of these fiber optic lines, by the way. But where's that passion come from? Where?
Well, I will say for me, I've been through some things in my life. I love to do this exercise. It's called the emotional timeline. And so basically, what you do is you signify, well, not signify, but you come up with 5 things that you've dealt with in your past that were positive and 5 that were negative. And you look at the negative experiences only from the lens of, wow, I was able to get through that. I was able to overcome it. And I was able to accomplish so much in the midst of the pain, in the midst of the disappointment, in the midst of the frustration, the stress, the anger. I was still able to do some pivotal things in my path, on my journey that were significant. And so for me, it's a way for me to highlight and help clients and people that I love and care about see those significant things that they may have forgotten along the way. They're so focused because of the way the brain works, that 85 to 95% of our thoughts that are constantly rehearsing our past, and even at having a negative lens on our future and present. Because of that, sometimes it's difficult and challenging. People get stuck in those negative experiences, and they have trouble moving forward. And so I see my role, I guess, so to speak, is to be their cheerleader and their coach, and help them. And I used to be a cheerleader. I've coached my children and coached clients, of course. And so just having that balance of being able to show up in their life to cheer them on, but then to also coach them through the tough times, has always been really interesting to me and motivating to me, because as I'm helping others, I'm also helping myself. And I'm able to see my children, I'm able to see my parents, my siblings, through the lens of other people that may be navigating a similar situation. And so it's the best training that I've had in life is working with clients and helping motivate them through the tough stuff.
Mm.
And really helping them see, I like to say that Instagram and social media are the highlight reels of our life, right? Well, sometimes we forget those highlight reels, and we shouldn't have to go to social media to be able to remember, oh yeah, I remember when I went through this and it was a positive experience. We can remember that every day to motivate us to keep going.
I like to, if I can for a moment, do a quick rewind because I love what you
Yeah,
said
let's
there.
do it.
And you can't leave us hanging. You're like, hey, Shay, we have 5 things that didn't work out. We have 5 things that worked out. And so that was a great lead in as you built up to why you do what you do, which was so brilliant. Thank you for sharing that. We're curious. Well, I'll put it like this. We have a segment called Today's My January 1st, right? Today's My January 1st represents a do-over for those folks that are new. Welcome, welcome, welcome. For those folks that have been around, it's a do-over. It's a fresh start. It means your past does not equal your future. So today is my January 1st represents, you don't have to wait till December 31st to make a decision to have a change. You start now, like it's now the clock time. So today is your January 1st. My question, Nikki, which is a follow-up to what she was doing earlier, is number one, when you hear those words, today is my January 1st, what goes through your mind? And then second, if you feel up to it, can you share with us a time where maybe things weren't perfect in your life? And if they were always perfect, no big deal. But you said you had 5 over here and 5 over there. So was there a time in your life where there was some setback or things didn't go the way they wanted to, or there was a challenge and you had to come back from it? And how did you come back from it? And us, the audience, I know I'm asking a lot of her, us, the audience, how can we benefit? So today is my January 1st. What does it mean to you? And number two, well, what was one of the days you had to make your January 1st?
Sure, I would love to answer those questions. Well, first of all, if today is my January 1st, which it is, we get a reset, a restart. I love that. I am motivated to create an atmosphere and experience, whether that's through coaching, whether that's through seminars that I put on, conferences, retreats, or what have you, but I'm giving people a space, a safe space to be able to heal and to be able to be exposed to a higher way of thinking, a different level of consciousness. And all the things that I've learned on my journey, I'm able to share that today because we only have today. If we think about it, we only have this 24-hour period because yesterday is gone and tomorrow's not here yet. So focusing on today, January 1st, I would be motivated, and I am motivated to reach out to and help impact people in the best way that I can by inspiration, by letting storytelling, sharing pieces of my story, and that just to lead into some things that I've been through. Some that would be on my 5 negative experiences on my emotional timeline would be, if I started in chronological order, just dealing with the fact that my dad, my birth father, wasn't a part of my life until I was 15 years old. So all the things that go with that, right? Fear of rejection, not feeling good enough, questioning my worth, and just relationships with men, and the struggles that I experienced with that as I came up and learned that I was good enough and learned how to love myself. And so that would be one that was significant. And then another one was I was married for a very long time, for 20 years, and with my ex-husband for 24. We have 3 beautiful children. But during that season where I had to accept the loss, I felt like a failure. Even though we both had our part to play, I always say that it's not just one person's fault; it's 2 people, and I wouldn't even say it's someone's fault. It's just sometimes it's outgrowing one another and accepting that. And so just going through that experience, because I was one of those young ladies that I really had planned a lot of my future and wanted things to go a certain way, and then to realize that it did not go the way that I intended it, and it changed significantly, and I had to start over. At that time, as I was going through it, I felt like it was a negative, but then now I look back and it made me so much stronger because it allowed me to figure out who I was. I had a chance, an empowering chance, a pivotal moment in my life, a defining moment to be able to reestablish myself and discover me all over again. And so I did a lot of inner child work. And that's what I would share with people out that are listening today is doing the inner child work, going back to the things that you loved. One of the things I loved was singing. So right now I'm working on a song. I'm a little bit up there, but but
Oh, no, I'm not going to ask her to sing, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to ask her to sing a song. No, I'm not going to do that. Okay. Okay. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
why did I say that? No, but no. So just things like that. Reconnecting with myself, taking care of working out, dancing. I learned that through the pandemic that, just releasing stress and anxiety and all those emotions from your body through the dance and giving yourself permission. You don't have to even be able to dance well, just to move your body is such a powerful tool, a free tool that we can use to help ourselves. So,
As you talk about mental wellness, You talk about the challenge you had. First, I want to say thanks for being so vulnerable and so open. I know he's going to share all that later. I had no idea, but you're playing
Somebody
full
needed
out,
to
so I
hear it out
appreciate that.
there. Yeah.
I really appreciate you doing that. Take a moment, and if you look at the mental wellness side, and that's something that you're very passionate about, but do you also have this other side of conferences, of events, using them as a voice for folks to be able to get their message out, to be able to extend their brand or to network in places and spaces and bring people together as
Mhm.
never before, right?
Right.
And as much as I love the power of these fiber optic lines, I love meeting you this way. Meeting you in person and being there and being in an environment was just so much different. Okay, so here's
Yeah.
the question: why are you so passionate about conferences and putting on events so folks maximize their experience? Because that's something you do really, really well.
Thank you. I really appreciate that. Well, I absolutely love engagement. I love being around people and the power of unity when we all come together and put our minds together, our brains together, our energy together. I think it's just, there's nothing like it. It's that synchronicity, it's just that awakening moments, that enlightenment that so many times we don't get when we're by ourselves. And so just to be able to roll up my sleeves and be right there with someone that's planning an event and helping them and giving them my expertise from things that I've done and events that I've hosted is really powerful and exciting to me when I think about it. And then also hosting my own. One of my greatest accomplishments is actually doing, as I was going through the divorce. That's why I said you can go through things, but then you can also have just beautiful experiences that come out of the negative things that you go through or the challenging things. And so, in the midst of going through that divorce, I was able to have meet Lisa Nichols and then also have a conference, the Voice Conference for men and women that was hosted at the Westin downtown Dallas, and she was my keynote. And so I will say that, just through that experience of working with her and planning an event and, just listening and sitting under her tutelage was just magnificent. And that's just, where I'm at right now. I continue to do that. I continue to work with people all over the world. I just had a conference in Dallas. I partnered with a lady out of Arizona, and she did a beautiful conference there. So it's just, to me, it's really fun, and that serotonin boost. It's kind of like when you go to church and you have like a revival, and the energy's so good in there because everybody's coming together with one intention, which is to, whether that's getting healed or just being unified and in praise and worship and all those things. It's similar to me when we have events, because it's like everybody's there and we're excited. It's, how can I help you? Can you help me? Let's enjoy our life. Let's enjoy this day, this moment, because for it to happen means that it was supposed to happen. And so we're finally here. We've done all this planning. We spent all this money because it's not free, of course. And so now here we are, and we've accomplished something great together. And so I love it. I absolutely love it.
Thanks for sharing. People hear the word happy. There's like the Happy Entrepreneur Show. And I know happy means a lot of different things, by the way. But my question is, when you think of happiness for yourself, what does happiness, what does success look like? And what does it feel like for Nikki, for where you are now in your life journey?
Mhm. I would say for me, happiness means just being able to look back over the things that I've been through and knowing that I'm still here and I'm still moving forward. I'm still utilizing the things that I've learned, those lessons. I call it the LGG method. I share with my clients. So the L stands for lessons that they've learned. G is for growth. The first G is for growth. How did they grow in those experiences? And the last G is for gratitude. So what are they grateful for? And so I really try to live my life that way, is focusing on the lessons instead of the mistakes, the failures, the setbacks, the challenges, and then the growth from that. How did I grow through that experience? And I'm proud of myself, right? That I show that gratitude to myself, that I'm still here, I'm still moving forward, I'm still trying to, strategize to find a way to navigate this thing called life that we all have to experience. So for me, I would say acknowledging the lessons, the growth, and the gratitude. But even more than that, Shay, I would say looking at my children because I've always said to my children and shared with them that I would like them to look at the very best things that their father and I have done in life, what we've accomplished. And we've accomplished so much together and then also separately. And then after that, also look at the things that we didn't do so well, that we might have tried to not let them see because they weren't points of pride, but they were able to see. And I would share with them, don't do those things. Those may be the areas you're tested in because you've seen your parents, go through those things. So if that is the case, then I want you to continue to be leery of that and to already have a plan if you are presented with those types of circumstances or experiences in life. So, for me, it's very empowering to look at my kids, my legacy, my children, and really help them. That makes me happy to see them accomplish things. Not so much to see them go through things, but I'm very grateful in the midst of it because I know that I can help them navigate through those experiences because I know them well. And then I also have clinical experience as well, textbook knowledge as well to help them through those experiences.
Yay! Happy, happy, happy. I'm happy for you.
You're
How can
happy.
folks best connect with you, by the way? So folks that want to connect with you, and if you have a free gift or something you want to offer them, that's fair as well. So two questions. How can they connect with you? And if there's anything you want to offer, go ahead and do that now, please.
Okay. Yes. If you would like to connect with me, then you can definitely find me at nikkispeakstherapy.com, Nikki speaks with an S on the end, of course, therapy.com. And then you also can find me on Instagram. I'm more active on Instagram than any other platform. And I have a link tree on Instagram. So it has a lot of different things that I bring to the table that I offer. And that's Nikki, Nikki, period, speaks, Speaks. So those are the two main areas that you can talk to me in, or ways, avenues. And then as far as the
Connect,
free
connect, connect.
connect, yes. If you'd like to, host a event with me, then just reach out and let me know because I would love to help you with that. If it's in the Dallas area, great. If it's not, then I can also help you plan those as well. So, in terms of a free, something that I can give away for free,
Mhm.
if you reach out to me and you watch this show, then I will give you a free consultation/coaching session. And but you have to reference this particular show. So I and don't send it to all your friends. No, just kidding. You can. Send it to your family. But yes, you can message me on social. Yeah. One per family, one last name at a time.
I love it. I
This
love it. I love what you're doing, but I just love it. First, let me say thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show, giving us your time. I know you can always make more money, obviously, but you can't make more time. And so I believe you share with us the most precious resource that you have, and that is your time, as well as helping us all make sure we take care of ourselves on the inside so we can bless folks on the outside. So once again, thank you so much for being on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. I want to give you an opportunity to share one last question, if I can say it like that, and that is when Nikki, one day, as we all will, receives your heavenly wings and you leave this place we call Earth. How do you want people to remember Nikki Sheppard?
Hmm. Great question. My name is Nicole, and
Uh,
I go by Nikki. But in Italian, it means victorious overcomer. And so I love that. And that's how I would like to be remembered. Evidently something led my mom to name me Nicole. And I believe that that name is so powerful for me. And I think of it often. I share with every Nicole I know. So I've been in, Kentucky Fried Chicken's. I haven't been there lately though, but Kentucky Fried Chicken's drive through. And I have, maybe if Nicole is there and she's at the window, I share that with her. So to me, I want people to remember me as I was able to overcome life's challenges. I used to run track for many years, middle school, high school, and even elementary. And I always loved to win. I love to win. And I did have to lose sometimes. But even when I lost, I realized that I can get back in the race. I just look forward to the next one, the next time that I could, show my talent and my skill again. So I would say for me, it's just, I would like people to remember me as she got back up and she started running again. And she started, just accomplishing things and finding things to be able to win at.
get back up, get to running it again, and win. All I do is win, win, win. I thought she was going to start singing that, but you know. She said, I like to win. I'm not a loser under no circumstances. Nikki's not a loser. I'm not a loser, and you're not a loser. And I want you to know we appreciate you being here on the Happy Entrepreneur Show. Thank you for tuning in. I want you to know that you're awesome. That's number one. Number two, you're amazing. And I believe for you that your best is still yet to come. Your best is yet to come. Your best, I promise you, is yet to come. With that being said, my name is Shay Brown, the Happy Entrepreneur. Make it a great day, everyone. We make some good things how we connect again next time. God bless, and we wish you success. Thanks a lot, Nikki. You're amazing. Thank you. We're out. Peace.